When you're applying for a job, you'll sometimes have to write a letter to introduce yourself. You start by writing your own address here in the top right-hand corner of the page, followed by the date just underneath. When you're writing a formal letter like this to someone you don't know, you start the letter with "Dear Sir" or "Madam." The content of the letter comes next, your reasons for writing, and any important details which you want to include. For example, it's important to say which job you're applying for and the type of work experience that you have which is relevant for this job. Sign off with "Yours sincerely," followed by your signature. Your signature is just the way you write your own name. Some words that might be useful to have if you're writing to apply for a job are writing, apply, position, experience, sincerely. There's an exercise on page 137 of the workbook where you can practice writing a formal letter like this one.
Len, you have to wear the tie.
Yeah, I'll put it on before I go.
Here, give your shoes a polish with that.
Sure, they're practically brand new. Okay, right, yeah.
Now, I better go or I'll miss my bus. Your cab will be here in 20 minutes. You got your CV and driving licence?
All on the table.
You look great. Good luck. And please wear your tie, Len.
Don't worry. I'm here to meet Mr. Sheridan.
Oh yes, Len Murphy. Just take a seat over there, please. Do you have your CV with you?
I'm after forgetting it.
And your tie too.
What am I going to do?
Listen, don't worry about it. I'll get you a compliment slip with our fax number on it, and you can fax it over to us. Is that okay? Will you ask anyone who comes in just to wait for me, please?
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you. Excuse me, the receptionist asked, would you mind just waiting on here till she got back?
Oh, that's all right. I work here.
Right.
Is the receptionist looking after you?
Yes, she is. Thanks very much. I'm waiting for Mr. Sheridan. I have an appointment with him this morning.
Oh.
I'm after forgetting my tie and my CV and my licence. I ran out the door this morning. I didn't know what I was thinking. I was talking with Sean Davies, the rep. And he says Sheridan's not a bad old bloke, you know. Bit of a football fan, I believe.
Yes, indeed. A bit of a football fan.
I reckon if you get two lads talking about sports, you're on a level playing ground, you know what I mean?
Well, why don't you come up to my office and we'll have a chat about it.
Good morning, Mr. Sheridan.
Good morning, Jenny.
I see you've met Mr.
Indeed I have. He's just about to come up to my office and he's going to tell me all about his favourite football team.
There are many words which we say the same way, but which have different meanings and they're spelled differently. These are called homonyms. For example, no and no, as in no entry and know your sport. So you could say, there's no match today, or I know a lot about football. Another example is write and write, as in I write a shopping list and John is always right. Then there's the number 2, TWO. There's to, meaning also, TOO, and to, meaning going to, TO, as in, I have 2 children, I have red hair too, and I walk to work. When you're writing, it can sometimes be difficult to know which is the correct spelling to use. One way to help yourself remember is to practice writing the words into sentences. And if you'd like more practice, there are exercises on pages 146 and 147 of the workbook, which you could work on. If you have any problems with this, ring our tutors on the free phone line. The number's coming up again at the end of the programme.
I'm very proud of my mummy and I'm very happy that she's able to read now and write and she's able to work computers and all like that. Since she started this course, when she's doing my homework, she knows all the words. I'm very happy with that. I'm very proud of her.
Joan's in no doubt about the difference education has made to her life, and she would very much recommend it to others.
Don't ask for too much now. He hasn't got a whole lot of money and he's other children to look after. It's given me loads of confidence, able to get out there and talk to people and maybe even help people that have the same problem that I've got, that are afraid to come out and say, well, you have a problem with reading and writing or spelling or maths or whatever. And I try and encourage people to get out there and do something about it and not sit back and be miserable about it like I was. There was something just missing in my life that I was well able to do it. But through the course and through my friends and students at work, they really helped, and we help each other. It's brilliant. 2 years down the road, and which I never thought I'd do, heading to try and do my leaving. Not saying I'm going to pass or anything, but I'll have a bash at it and see how I get on.
Her job in the creche has shown Joan just how much she enjoys working with young children. But she feels that her new skills and experience might also be of benefit to older children, needing that extra bit of support. So her ambition now is to train for a future in that area.
I'd love to work with underprivileged kids and try and help them, like what I didn't have when I was growing up, and give them a little bit of help and, reading and writing and stuff like that. But I would certainly try and help them have more confidence. I think that's a lot to do with it as well. I think I'd have more patience because I started late in life, getting back to education, be able to understand them better than, a person that's well educated. You realise how precious it is, and to get out there and be able to meet people and talk to people and be able to live normal day life, from A to B. That's all you want to do.
Hi.
Have you got that compliment slip?
Yep, here it is. So how'd it go?
Grand. He said I could start whenever I was available.
Well, that's great. So how much notice do you have to give?
Well, the other crowd were good to me, so I'll probably give them a month. I'll say about a month.
Well, I'll see you in a month, so.
Aye, okay.
Nice to meet you.
And thanks very much for
You're
your
very
help.
welcome.
Okay.
Bye.
Yes!
This week, we looked at some of the steps involved for applying for a job. Reading job advertisements, filling in application forms and writing letters. So let's have a quick look once again. If you're looking at a job notice, you need to look out for the job title, the hours per week you're expected to work, and the salary. Remember, PA is short for per annum or per year, and PH is short for per hour. If the job description says that certain skills are essential, then you know there's no point in applying for this job unless you have the skills required. You should also prepare your curriculum vitae, or CV, which gives some personal details about yourself, as well as your education, your training and your work experience. As well as asking for your name and address, some forms ask for the starting and finishing date of your last job. The month you started goes here. If it is February, which is the second month of the year, you write 02 in this box, and the year goes here. If you finish that job in June, write 06 for the sixth month, and the year goes here. Your employer's name goes here, followed by their address. On this form, you're also asked for your job title, which is the type of work you were doing. Your duties means the type of work you were doing and what you were responsible for. When you're writing a formal letter, you start with Dear Sir or Madam. You follow this with your reasons for writing and any important details which you want to include, such as which job you're applying for, as well as what kind of relevant work experience you have. Sign off with Yours sincerely with your signature underneath. Your signature, remember, is just the way you write your own name. Homonyms are words which sound the same but which have different meanings, and they're spelled differently. One way to help you remember the different spellings is to practice writing the words into sentences. For examples, the words know and know, as in, I know a lot about football, and there's no match today. Another example, for instance, the words would and would, as in, the table is made from wood, and I would like a piece of cake. If you'd like some help on anything we've covered in this or last week's programme, call the NALA free phone number 1800 20 20 65. You can talk to a tutor anytime from 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock Monday to Friday. Calls are free and confidential. You don't have to give your name. Just ring the free phone number with your question and they'll be glad to help. Next week, there's a new arrival at the Kelly household. The Kelly kids are persuading their parents that a dog would make their lives complete. So if you've got a pet in your family, watch out for learning points on reading, filling in forms, doing crosswords, and the usual spelling tip.